Choo-choo, here we go. We're off on the Storytime Express. Today, oh, look, boys and girls, we have landed on a baseball diamond. Guess what our adventure is today? We are going to talk about sports. So many boys and girls are in sports, and we have so many books at the library about different kinds of sports. So let's get started right into our first book. Now, this is more of a winter sport, but I really enjoy this story. This is called Elephantina's Dream. It's all about ice skating. All right, it's very different than baseball, but it's a sport nonetheless. Here is Elephantina's Dream. Watching ice skaters skim around and the jumpy and dim tiny TV screen, Elephantina sighs with stars in her eyes, and she cries, "If only that could be me. Oh, how happy I would feel wearing blades of steel on a glimmery, glittery rink. In my silvery suit, I could execute double cartwheels in a wink. But I haven't had a chance to do a skate dance without any skates." A tear down her long nose splashes. "My goodness gracious," says her grandmother, "don't cry, dear. Listen, Elfie, your gran has a wonderful plan. Earn some money to send for some skates. Pick up as much as you could, please, from my coconut trees and sell slices on paper plates." Soon Elfie's nut hut, serving freshly cut fast food, is a hit. But where will she skate in a town where the sun beats down, making ice most exceedingly rare? "Oh, it never does freeze in the coconut trees," says Elfie. "Say, what if I ask Tuskins, the Iceman, he's a mighty nice man, to lend me his ice supply?" In a big, wide-floored house where the ice is stored for the chilling of lemonade, wearing warm wool socks over huge blue blocks, Elfie glides on her bright new blades. From the dawn's first light until late at night, hardly stopping to eat or drink, her mind all afire with her one desire, Elfie circles her makeshift rink. Well, the days speed past and Elfie's learning fast, and there's in that ice-cold house meets a whiskey soul who lives in a hole, friendly mozzarella mouse. Says the mouse, "Kid, you're good. Hey, you should try a super-duper spectacular jump. Do a salchow, that's where you turn mid-air and you land with a nice soft bump." With the encouragement from her newfound chum, Elfie tries, but she clumsily trips and lands on her sitter. But she is no quitter. She purses her determined lips. The Elfinic team is this kid's big dream. Mouse declares, "I'll phone today and I'll ask how about letting Elfie try out." "Send her in," says the team coach. Hooray! And with Mouse at her side, Elfie's ready to ride, packs her skates and a box lunch of grain. Hugging dear Gran tight and promising she'll write, off she goes on the rattle-trap train. In the city the next day, a breakfast of hay put away, she reports to the rink for her test, where the skaters who dream of making the team have assembled to skate their best. All the candidates lace up their skates, and the team coach, gruff and tough, shifts his bubblegum quid and tells Elfie, "Kid, get out there and do your stuff." Ah, to do her thing makes her whole heart sing and her hopes like a rainbow rise. Though since her arrival, a dangerous rival has watched her with jealous eyes. Elfie's every minute has skating in it, and when she eats, when she falls into bed, when she wakes with the sun for a 5-mile run, only skating is what's in her head. Down the slithery ice she can rapidly slice over a barrel. She can soar, she can do swift swoops, jumps, figures, and loops. But, says the coach, you need one thing more. To make the team, you'll need to learn the mid-air turn. That's a salchow, and learn it right. The big test approaching, don't you need extra coaching? I'll coach her, says Mouse. I'll do it tonight. Owls hoot and the stars wink through the windows of the rink. When Elfie and Mouse start working on her salchow jump, she tumbles kerplunk. Hey, who's in that darkness lurking? With deep down sighing, Elfie keeps on trying that difficult stunt. Her toes are numb and the bottom stiff and sore, and in the dorm once more she laments to her true blue chum. Oh, mozzarella, I'm no Cinderella. Is mine an impossible dream? Is all this a mistake? Will I ever skate a Salchow and make the team? Now the big day in the lives of the skaters arrive. Which ones will the judges pick for the team? With glee, Elfie's enemy lays plans for a sneaky trick. And just as Elfie skates by, the trickster on the sly flings a slimy banana skin, and our innocent kid does a dizzying skid and goes into a corkscrew spin. She's out of control, doing rock and roll as she turns around terribly fast. Elfie leaps through the air and all the judges stare. She's done a Salchow at last. Trickster lets out a howl, my plan has gone foul, and as quick as a duck she can quack. Dropping useless peels, she takes to her heels and is gone. Will she ever come back? Elfie's made the team, all the judges beam, they are applauding her one and all. But zippity zoom with a deafening boom, she rockets right through the wall. Oh no. In a month Elfie's able and back again to hobble into the rink, and with a joyful tear she parks her crutches and gingerly touches the skates to the ice. Oh, how her teammates cheer. And little by little, though her legs feel brittle, Elfie starts to regain her skill. She does a figure 8, loops and swirls, and a great spiral spins with never a spill. But can Elfie climb back to the health in time and only a week to compete? With skaters from Elephantdom and the great Olympic team meet. At last it's the Olympics day and the great games begin. Hooray! The uproarious crowd cheers long and loud for each skater. Coach Mouse squeaks, "Kids, you had better do more than ever before, or you'll lose as sure as birds have beaks." It's our heroine's turn, and the crowd's eyes burn down upon her. Excitement ripples. Elfie's heart wildly beats, and she leaps and she spins. She completes not a single Salchow, but 2 triples. Hooray! Hooray for Elfie. And we can assume that she has made the ice skating team. Isn't that a cool story? All right, there is another sports day that almost all schools have at the end of the year, track and field day. Don't we love that day when we can go out and just play? So I have a story called Ziggy's Blue Ribbon Day. Another great story by Claudia Mills. All right, let's get started right away. Ziggy's Blue Ribbon Day. Track and field day. Everybody's all excited. Ziggy hated track and field day. He wasn't good at running races. He wasn't good at long jumping. He wasn't good at high jumping. He wasn't good at throwing balls. Ziggy was good at sitting still and drawing pictures. And there was no picture drawing event on track and field day. All right, Mrs. Hanson said to her second grade class that morning, "What are 3 important things for us to do today?" Janina waved her hand. "Do our best." Ziggy planned to do his best, but his best was worse than everyone else's best. His best was worse than Janina's worst. Natalie spoke next. "Cheer for everyone." "Even if they come in last," Kevin added. Sally turned toward the boys. "Even if they really stink," Buster shouted without raising his hand as usual. Once, Buster told Ziggy that his running really stank. Aw. Ziggy looked down at his desk. He had just finished drawing a castle with turrets and spires. Now he was staring at a picture of a fire-breathing dragon. "Nobody stinks, Buster," Mrs. Hanson said, "but you should definitely cheer for everyone." Ziggy planned to cheer. "There was one more important thing to do on track and field day," Mrs. Hanson said. "Does anyone know what it is?" Ziggy couldn't imagine. Pray for rain, maybe? The most important thing on track and field day, Mrs. Hanson said, is to have fun. Well, at least Ziggy could do 2 out of the 3. When it was time to go outdoors, Mrs. Hansen's students lined up carrying their chairs, and taped to the back of every chair was an envelope. The envelope was to hold the ribbons, one in each event. There were 4 kinds of ribbons. Blue was best, then red, then gold, then silver. They called it silver, but it was really a dull gray. Ziggy knew that he had an envelope full of gray ribbons at the end of the day. At the last minute, Ziggy grabbed a handful of markers from his desk and crammed them into his pockets. Maybe he could decorate his envelope between events. If it was going to have gray ribbons inside, it should be colorful on the outside. The spring day was beautiful, not too hot, not too cold. The sky was bright blue. There were lots of fluffy white clouds, but not a single gray one. So much for praying for rain. The opening event was a half-mile run around the school field 4 times. The girls ran first, and Ziggy cheered them on. And as he did, he drew a picture on his envelope of a castle and a dragon and a knight in shining armor. He could cheer and draw at the same time. "Go, Janina!" he yelled. "Go, Sally! Go, Natalie!" Janina won. She got a blue ribbon. Sally and Natalie came in close behind, and they got red ribbons. The girls who came in far behind them got gold ribbons, and finally the girls who had to walk the last part of the race, they were red-faced and panting and so close to tears, they got gray ribbons. "That's my future," thought Ziggy. The boys' turn came, and Ziggy could hear the girls cheering, "Go, Kevin!" Kevin was the fastest runner of the boys. "Go, Buster!" Ziggy thought he heard Natalie shouting, "Go, Ziggy!" But he couldn't go any faster. His side hurt too much, and he couldn't breathe. Ziggy finished the race, red-faced and panting and close to tears. "Here's your ribbon." Mr. C, the PE teacher, handed him a gray ribbon. Of course. "Nice race," Buster said to Ziggy. Ziggy knew Buster was just teasing. During the long jump and on his first try, Ziggy jumped too late. On his second try, he jumped too soon. Gray ribbon. Janina and Natalie and Sally got blue ribbons. Kevin and Buster got red. During the high jump, Ziggy couldn't make himself jump at all. He ran up to the bar and stopped. "Try again, Ziggy," Mr. Z encouraged. Ziggy ran up to the bar and stopped. "One last try?" Ziggy ran up to the bar and stopped. Another gray ribbon. "Next," Mr. Z called out. During the softball throw, Buster threw the ball the farthest of all. Ziggy threw the ball long way, but it went way up into the air instead of far out into the field, and it plopped right down to the earth next to the gray ribbon mark. "Time for a water break," Mr. C called out. At their seats, the children compared ribbons as Mrs. Hansen passed out the water bottles. "How many blue ribbons do you have?" Buster asked Ziggy. Ziggy didn't answer. Janina stared at Ziggy's decorated envelope. "Look here." "Wow," she said, "your envelope is beautiful. Will you draw for me?" Ziggy hesitated. Did she really mean it? "I'll give you one of my blue ribbons." "Sure," said Ziggy. Ziggy pulled out his markers and set to work. On Janina's envelope, he drew a castle with a princess. He knew girls liked princesses. "Decorate my envelope too," said Sally. "I gave him a blue ribbon for doing mine," Janina told him. "Sure, I'll give you a blue ribbon." It was time for the optional races, the 3-legged race, the long rope race, the egg on the spoon race, the race with a huge hoppy ball. You could do those races if you wanted to, but you didn't have to. And Ziggy didn't want to. During the 3-legged race, Ziggy decorated Sally's envelope. During the jump rope race, he decorated Kevin's. During the egg on the spoon race, he decorated Natalie's. Buster came back to his seat for another drink of water. "You sure don't stink at drawing," he told Ziggy. Buster held out a blue ribbon to Ziggy. "Will you do my envelope too?" Ziggy grinned at Buster. Buster grinned back. "Put a huge dragon on mine," he commanded. During the hoppy ball race, Ziggy drew a huge dragon for Buster. When the races were over, Ziggy looked at his envelope. He had 5 blue ribbons. He knew they really didn't count as track and field blue day ribbons. They weren't blue ribbons for running or jumping or throwing a ball. They were blue ribbons for doing what he loved to do. Mrs. Hansen handed out popsicles. Ziggy tore off the paper and licked his. Nothing tasted better than a cool orange popsicle at the end of track and field day, when you had done your best, cheered for others, and had fun too. I just love that story. Ziggy got ribbons for what he loved to do. All right, so sports is a big thing. And so we have a wonderful sports theme kit for you guys. Come check this out from the library. Any of the librarians can direct you to where the theme kits are. So much. This pocket is crammed packed full of stuff. So we have a sports spotted game. We have a Scooby-Doo sports video. Weird school facts about sports. Oh, another sports video. Of course, it's Paw Patrol. Then we have sports legends. We've got this one, Aaron is a good sport. We have Froggies playing soccer. Oh, the Berenstain Bears playing soccer. Oh, here's an ice skating one. That's good. We have Davy as a star. Looks like he's also playing soccer. Oh, this one's trying the luge. Okay, this is an Olympic sport. Baseball. Wow, we have so much. Let me move this out. We have this one that's called just Goal. Then we have my first baseball book, my first football book, my first soccer book. So a lot of wonderful books and information all about sports. So come on down to the library, grab this little theme kit, and learn about sports. Take all this home with you. It'd be wonderful to go through all that stuff and talk more about sports and decide which ones you like the best, maybe. All right, our last book today. Oh, and this just fits wonderful with our baseball field that we are looking at right here. Good Night Baseball. All right, let's read our last book. Good Night Baseball. The great big stadium is outside of town. Fans and friends come from miles around. We walk through the gates and we take our places to get a good view of the mounds and the bases. We eat popcorn and hot dogs and hold drinks on our laps with the names of our favorite teams bright on our caps. We watch all the players who catch and who throw, the runners who race to each base down below. Then the crack of the bat, a home run, wow, what a hit! Look, the little ball lands in one lucky man's mitt. The fans stand and stretch at the late 7th inning. The game goes on. The home team is close to winning. Everyone cheers, the home team won. Now all the fans are chanting, we're number one. Then the crowd waves goodbye. Good night, teams. You've played a great game. Now sleep well and sweet dreams. Good night, diamond. Good night, grass. Good night, home plate, where each runner ran past. Good night, bat, and good night, mitt, that stretched up high and caught a fast hit. Good night, popcorn boxes under the stands. Good night, mascot, and good night, fans. Good night, friends, and good night, cars. Good night, stadium under the stars. Good night, Daddy, and good night, moon. Look at the baseball moon. Good night, baseball, safe in my room. That's the one he caught. All right, wonderful day on the Storytime Express. Thank you so much for watching, and we had our adventure into the world of sports. Join me again next week as our Storytime Express goes somewhere different. Have a great day now. Bye.